Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing great. You know, I read a couple of articles recently about increasing dopamine naturally in your body. You know, one of the problems we have with Parkinson's is there's a lack of dopamine in the system. And so if you can find a way to increase dopamine in your system naturally, well, that's a good thing, right? So I read a couple of different articles, and in both articles there was some crossover, and the bullet points I'm going to share with you were in both articles, and something that you may consider if this makes sense to you. The number one way that they listed to increase dopamine is exercise. You know, there's a correlation or a tie-in with exercise and the manufacture or the production of dopamine in your system. And there's also an expression called the runner's high, when your body gets kind of infused with a mass pump of dopamine. So, you know, and obviously with Parkinson's, we really do need to stay in motion and keep working our bodies. So exercise, you can't beat it, but it's number one on the list. So consider exercise. Number two, a healthy diet. So eating healthy obviously can benefit everybody, but also there's some connection scientifically with the way that you eat and the production of dopamine. In fact, there's some items, even probiotics, that there's some scientific evidence that links the consumption of that with the production of dopamine. So eating a healthy diet. Now, I've converted to the Mediterranean diet and I love it. It's been great. But you know, just eating healthy and having a good diet can help you with your dopamine levels. Another thing that I thought was really interesting, listening to music. I mean, listening to music that you like. I mean, that kind of music that gives you goosebumps, that like brings tears to your eyes. Well, there is some evidence in a scientific study that if you listen to music like that, it actually gives you a push or a boost of dopamine in your system. So, I mean, who doesn't want to do that, right? So listen to some of that heartfelt, you know, thumping music that you just love. Another thing, getting sunlight. Getting sunlight, there's actually some connection there with your body processing and producing dopamine with plenty of sunlight. Now, here in Arizona, oddly enough, I have a hard time getting sunlight sometimes a year when it's really, really hot. Now that the sun's, the summer's over and it's cooling down a little bit, I'm going to be getting outdoors more and getting more sunlight. But that's something that I found very interesting. Also, and I know this makes a lot of sense, but this is also a touchy subject for all of us Parkies out there, getting plenty of sleep. Now, hold on a minute. All those of you Parkies out there saying, you know, I've got insomnia. Well, I do too. I hear you. But the point being, if you can get as much rest as you can, obviously when you rest, your body's replenishing itself, and there's a lot of connection and correlation between restfulness and getting rest and the replenishment of dopamine in your system. So if at all possible, get as much rest as you can, okay? And then finally, this one's kind of interesting. Gratitude. This is fascinating. There's a scientific study that says that those people that they looked at in the study that exhibited tremendous amounts of gratitude actually had higher levels of dopamine and serotonin in their system when they were consistently displaying gratitude. And I thought, well, that's fantastic, you know, and I'm thankful to hear about that, right? So, you see what I did there? Anyways, so gratitude. Okay, that's another thing there. So, you know, these are very simple, basic, straightforward things, and I thought they might help somebody, but I found them very interesting. So you've got exercise, a healthy diet, as far as that goes, listening to really, really good music, getting some sunlight, getting enough rest, and then gratitude. I mean, you can't lose with any of those things. So might as well try putting it in place, right? That's at least what I was doing. But anyways, I thought that might help somebody out there. Hopefully it does. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below. And otherwise, we'll talk to you guys soon.